Hey there guys, it's Kenzie here from Kenzie Writes. Okay, so I know not everybody is on LinkedIn as much as I am, but for those of you who run B2B businesses, you're probably, like me, on LinkedIn for a good amount of your workday. It's a really good way to connect with other people, pass the time if it's a slow day, and then also find leads for your business. The thing is, if you do use LinkedIn to grow your business or grow your network, it is a good idea to jazz up your profile beyond what LinkedIn requires. So if you want to get a little bit more traction from your LinkedIn profile, here are my tips to jazz it up. The first tip that I have might seem obvious, but a lot of people don't do it, so it's worth mentioning, and that's to completely fill out your profile. Give people as much information about you as you feel comfortable sharing. That includes uploading a current profile photo, filling out your About Me with something more than just pasting your resume. People want to hear about you. It needs to have a little bit of personality, a little bit of pizzazz. If you want to make your profile stand out more in LinkedIn search, you can actually add keywords to your profile. For example, I'm a freelance writer, so I like to put freelance writing related keywords in my profile, especially in my About Me section where I have more control over what the content says. I also tell people to be sure that you speak on your LinkedIn profile the way that you speak in real life. Some people are like weirdly formal on LinkedIn, but then when you talk to them, they're not really like that. And so if your industry or your business isn't very formal and you're not very formal, don't assume that speaking professionally is going to make you seem more professional to work with. It usually is the opposite. My second tip is an easy one, and it's to add emojis into your profile headline. Honestly, emojis are totally free. LinkedIn lets you add them to your headline, and they do make you stand out. It's funny, I have been freelancing for 3 years, and whenever I added emojis into my headline, I got a significant bump in profile views and DMs. It was crazy, and it was just from adding like boom goes the dynamite emojis to my LinkedIn header. It was pretty crazy. So when in doubt, go to emojipedia.com, look for some emojis that might speak to you professionally, put them in your headline, and see if it makes a difference. The third tip is to add a header image. So yeah, a lot of people like to just upload a panoramic photo here of nature or something like that. But if you're a consultant or a service provider like me, you can use this as a space to promote yourself. For me personally, I went into Canva and I designed just a quick free header image that has my business's tagline, and it just clarifies and tells people what you're about, what you do, and gives them a very quick overview of who you are. And it's free advertising space, so use it. The fourth tip, it seems simple, but a lot of people miss it, and that's to take a good photo. I'm not trying to call people out, but if you still have a profile photo from the 90s, it's time to update it. I promise you, you still look beautiful. I recommend updating your headshots every year, or if you've made any significant change to your appearance, like you've cut your hair really short or something like that. And the last way to jazz up your LinkedIn profile is to add a custom URL. So if you don't customize this, LinkedIn just puts like a jumble of letters there that means nothing. It's also confusing if you want to add a link to your LinkedIn profile on a business card and you have to print like this really long string of letters. Doesn't make sense, right? So you want to customize that. For example, mine is linkedin.com/Kenzie Writes. It's funny, I know people say like Facebook or TikTok are the places to be to market yourself. And if you're B2C, maybe that's true, but for us B2B folks, LinkedIn is where it's at, and occasionally Twitter. For me, LinkedIn has actually been one of my most successful marketing channels, and if you're in the same boat, it really helps to have an optimized profile that shows people who you are and helps you come out on top on LinkedIn search. But I know a lot of people spend hours optimizing their LinkedIn profiles, so if you guys have any LinkedIn optimization tips, I am all ears. Drop them in the comments.